All right, next software is Adobe Premiere Pro. Let's jump into the new features. All right, the first new feature for Premiere Pro is taking a messy old sequence like this. Things are locked, there's muted, there's empty tracks, everything's kind of scattered a little bit. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, tidiness. Okay, it's called Simplify Sequence. Let me show you how to do it. And just as an aside, this is a little video from my YouTube channel. This one here is where I go through how to design a logo. So me drawing, showing my process of designing a logo from start to finish. And yes, that happens at some stage. Anyway, let's look at the feature. So I've got a sequence down here. It's a regular old sequence, nothing too hardcore. Okay, but there is tracks where, I don't know, got away from me. This is up here. The only thing holding this track open is this one. And see down here, often I will have like music tracks where I'm trying to pick the music and I don't want that one, so it's muted. There's an empty track there. There's all sorts of junk going on. There's markers here that I don't need anymore. So Simplify Sequence is have your sequence selected, go to Sequence, and then Simplify Sequence. And you can turn a bunch of stuff on. Basically what it's going to do is going to create a new sequence that's important called -simplified. And you can decide, do I want to close the vertical gaps, which is basically these tracks here? Do I want to get rid of empty tracks? Why not? Let's turn off clips that I've disabled. Anything that's offline. Any labels? Okay, so any particular labels here that you've given it? Don't want that. Remove sequence markers. That's my little guys there. There's a bunch of different options. You can work out what works for you, but let's click OK. Ooh, look at that. So before, after. It's just a way of tidying it up for yourself, okay? But often it's great just when you're sending it to someone else to work on and you're like, here's my super professional sequence that I want you to work on. You can see here, here's my super magic project file. Nothing's in bins, don't tell anyone. But at least I can quickly and easily simplify my sequence. Tidy it up, get ready for sharing with other collaborators. You can get to it as well as you can just right click the sequence that you want, right click and go to Simplify Sequence is in here somewhere. Where is it there? Okay, you just got to remember it's not tidying up the original, it's still there. Okay, it's created this other one called Simplified. I've got two because I've already practiced this video and forgot to delete the old one. Anyway, a nice little upgrade for Premiere Pro. All right, the next upgrade is more of a back-end kind of improvements type upgrade, but the actual tool itself, okay, the kind of speech to text came out in an update recently and it kind of just flew under the radar of most people. So I bet you don't even know this exists and it's worth showing because A, it's got better in this version, but B, it is a fantastic upgrade to Premiere Pro. So it is transcribing and captioning. So basically I've got this bit of speech here. Creating your very first logo can be, okay, and I want it transcribed and I want it transcribed well. Okay, so I'm gonna select on this and hit the X key just to kind of set some in and out points because I don't want to do the whole thing. You can do the entire thing, it's a little bit long. Okay, so I'm going to say, with it selected, I'm going to actually go to my window, workspaces, and turn on, I'm gonna switch to the captioning workspace. Okay, and first of all, you can hit transcribe it. Okay, so it's going to turn it into text, which is, I don't know, fantastic on its own. Okay, so I can say transcribe in and out points only, just so it doesn't do the entire thing. You can mess with different settings, but let's have a little look. All right, it is done. Let's have a little look. Okay. Now, creating your very first logo can be pretty overwhelming. I remember it well. When I got started, the kind of vastness of the internet. Oh, it is good, man. Like I've only used it a little bit in the last few months, but it is good. Especially like I am not using like, I am not American, which is can be some, you know, initially some of these things are designed for the American market first. I've got lots of ums and ahs and my accent is easy enough to follow, but it's not perfect. Man, it is good every time I try it. So if you've ever experienced auto-generated captioning, transcribing before, it can be really bad. Okay, but this is being really good, as you can see. I didn't pick this in particular, it just works. Just pick one randomly. And that took probably, is less than a minute. I sped it up in this video, but I actually transcribed this whole 29-minute clip and it took about 12 minutes for it to process, which is pretty sweet. It gets better, right? So you can get this automatic transcribing done, which you can export, do what you want with, but I want to use it to generate captions, right? So you can just click on the generate captions. I'm not going to go through it all here, but you can, let's just click it, see what it does. It's created a captioning track for me, and let's have a little look. I haven't changed anything, let's have a look. Now, creating your very first logo can be pretty overwhelming.
Look at it,
I
captioning.
remember it well.
I'll turn my audio off.
Started. But look, captioning, automatically done, really good. You can add subtitles, all the other good. If you're thinking, oh, can it do that? It probably can. It does everything that I need to do. Anyway, so that's been upgraded in the 2022 feature. The back end, it's become better, okay, the back end stuff. But if you haven't seen the front end stuff, that is a pretty cool feature that came out a few months ago. Thank you, Premiere Pro. All right, another small but tasty upgrade is this is the old version of Premiere Pro. And if you are using scopes, okay, this vector scope in particular to do color grading, or like in this case, you can see my little color card here. So it is a little small and white. So what they've done is they've done this. They've made it colorful. Look at that. So you can kind of see the hints of the colors that are being kind of shown, especially when I've got my color card up. Where is it there? Okay, so you can see it moving around. Also, you can double click it. Look at that. And it zooms in real close, okay, which you couldn't do in the last version. So if you've got all the scopes up like I have, okay, you can kind of zoom in on that. That's the key area right there, right? The skin line and all those kind of color dots. All right, so YUV Vector Scope has got a couple of little upgrades in Premiere Pro. All right, my friends, that is it for the 2022 updates for Premiere Pro. On to the next video.